What's up, guys? It's Ryan. I want to tell you a story today about a little punk named Leprechaun and their bad history and terrible feud that occurred, where we pretty much owned the crap for the second out of him for the second half of it. It's really awesome. Some of the things that came out of it were just amazing. Alright, so there's this one guy who's like, kind of like tall but thin like a skeleton. Had like red hair and like a beard too. A very stubbly beard though. It was back in high school, I remember. Freshman year, like, Zach and I, who's like my best friend to this day, we both had this problem with him, but we didn't know that our problems were mutual really until later on. He'd go around and try to harass us, say something like, "Hey, guess what? I fucked your mother. Hey, guess what? I fucked your dog. I put peanut butter all over its testicles." It's like, what the fuck? He's like, "Hey, how big are your sister's tits? Are they nice?" Things like that, you know, just the unacceptable stuff. And like, yeah, fast forward like junior year, Zach had a class with Gavin, actually, I remember. And it was a weightlifting class, I remember. And Leprechaun would try to do things to insult him and stuff, but he just looked like an idiot in the end. Like one time when gym class was like a minute from being over, Zach left the gym early and went to the locker room to change out. And then when Leprechaun saw him there, he ended up like saying something like, "Hey, you're not supposed to have left already. Class isn't in yet." And Zach had this, I just gave him the dirty look and glared. Then like Leprechaun is like, "Hey, you can get in some trouble for that, you know that?" And then Zach's like, "Oh no, I've been a bad boy. I'm gonna go to jail." "Shut the fuck up," he said to him. Leprechaun just walked away, not knowing how to freaking react to that savage remark. Which I agree was just pretty dang savage to say. And awesome. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much the junior year and how Zach had to put up with this idiocy in weightlifting class. Then we have senior year. Around that time we had established an alliance, and let me check this real quick. Oh yeah, so we had this related interest about how he pissed us off so much, and like we started like going after him, trying to get back at him and stuff for those years in senior year. And like what he'd do is like one time like he came to our school, or the theater homeroom, which like we were like part of, or no, not theater. He just ate in the theater during lunch with our friends, and like it's like how are they friends with this asshole? Stuff like that. And like one day for Spirit Week, he came in with an afro. It was like this that he just like bought from Party City. It just made it look kind of ridiculous, actually. So I called out jokingly, "Hey Gavin, the 70s called. They want their look back." And then we just busted up laughing. And Gavin's like, "Shut up, guys. Come on." It's kind of stupid reaction. Like, come on. Can't you come up with something creative back at us? Yes, he couldn't. Yes, he was that stupid of an idiot. Yeah. So, alright. A little bit later on, maybe a couple weeks later, Zach decides to wear a leather jacket to school one day, throughout the whole day, and then a few days later, Gavin shows up in a fake-looking, ugly leather jacket, thinking it as cool. It's like, wow, have you heard of ever, like, being original? Come on, like, wow. You think just because one person looks cool in a leather jacket means you can too? Not when yours looks like it's fake and plastic almost. Like, yawn. That has to be real leather, dude. It's kind of made him look kind of stupid, come to think of it. Fake leather jacket? What's the purpose of that? Alright. Our other friends also kind of had some small experiences with Leprechaun. That and stuff. Like, just like the way he talked to them and stuff. Pretty much, we were pretty much forming a union pretty much based on similar opinions on him. And we started talking about like how he looks like a turtle when he walks. He goes like this. He goes kind of like this. Like a turtle. That's what it reminded me of. Walking like this. It wasn't a hunchback though, he just did it because that was a cool posture. Like, yo man, what's up? What's cool about walking like this? Not really that cool, having your head like arched up, on your back like this. You just walk during this like when he's walking past ladies though, so wasn't really that good of an idea, really. It's kind of stupid looking, his posture. We just call him Turtle and stuff. And then, like, around that time, we also realized that kind of looked like a leprechaun. He's so weird and freaky. He had, like, red hair. No. Always do things to piss us off and stuff. Even though that pretty much worn down in senior year, as I said, because we started fighting back and giving him hell. Then, like, it got to the point where, like, he'd actually have the girls do his fighting for him. It's like, wow, that's pretty. It's like, wow, come on, can't really think of any comebacks yet. I don't even know. So ridiculous how stupid of a person he was. And also how terrible of a human being, too. He just wasn't that good. If you're kind of biased on this, wait until I tell you about prom. Remember the times of proms? Remember when you had the courage to ask someone, stuff like that? Turns out a girl, one of our friends, who was a girl, actually ended up having the courage to ask him to prom. And you'd never believe what his response was. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I only go dancing with pretty girls. That's pretty much what he said. News spread fast, and he pretty much wasn't really as welcome in the theater anymore after saying that. He was just real dirtbag. Saying that to her face, that she's actually like not pretty enough to be seen with him. Alright, so yeah, that pretty much had consequences for him. It was great not having to see him anymore in our usual hangout. Then, alright, let me just see if there's any other ideas that I missed. Yeah, so, oh yeah, like, I remember one time, like, he'd go and try to, like, get to our heads by trying to, like, flirt with the girls that, like, are into us, but we wouldn't really care that much. Like, there's this one girl that, like, Dane ended up, like, dating for a bit, but then he ended up messing up. Dane's another one of our friends, by the way, that's part of the group of 6. Shield Club. And, he ended up messing up and stuff. So, yeah. Just did a stupid mistake that was completely out of character for him. He never really did that before, but at least expected one to do it. And then he ended up flirting with that girl that left him to try to get with our heads. But didn't really work with her for some reason. She just didn't really find him, like, worth it at all. She saw him as friend-worthy, but not, you know, dateable. Then there's another girl that, like, he'd catch, like, staring at, making Google eyes at me and staring at me. But because at the time, and still do, I had a girlfriend, I kind of just ignored her, like, whatever. I'd talk to her and stuff, you know, friendship might be good use later on. And then, like, he'd start, like, flirting with her, trying to win her over. I was like, go ahead, dude, try. Not that I care. Like, he just looked like an idiot. Didn't work. They're good friends. You just couldn't get to actually date her, but he was trying. Kind of. Oh, and tell you about the time where he tried to win over the heart of a lesbian girl. He actually did a couple of LGBT girls that are strictly lesbian, and like he'd go on for the longest time trying to get them to date him. Like it was kind of annoying just having him try very hard to try to win them over. It's like, who the fuck does that? Who the fuck tries to mess with a lesbian girl's lesbian girl? Let's see. What's that thing? Oh yeah. I remember one time, I was joking around with like a person who's reading a script. I'm like, so like I said, just have some fun and use a Irish accent and just like talk out loud, soundly like Zach kind of, just to goof around with him. And then like she's like, can you be quiet? I was like, sure, yeah, I guess. Even though freedom of speech is there, I'll be quiet. And he's like, shut up, Ryan! Why don't you just leave the room? It's like, what? That's kind of uncalled for. Like, wow. My friend Zach just said, Leprechaun! That was pretty funny, actually. So there's that experience. Then, like, went to the end of the year. We pretty much won the battle against him. It was graduation. I remember, we ended up getting up to receive our diplomas and walk back to our seat. And then as we were sat down, Gavin was getting up to start walking to get his. And then as he came back in return, Zach said, "Hey, let's shout Leprechaun on 3. So he did. So he went 3, 2, 1. Leprechaun! Everyone just laughed their ass off when they heard that. Like, he's looking around trying to see who said that, and he couldn't even locate us, even though it's obvious who said it, because we said it to him quite a few times. Yeah. That's what happens when you're an asshole to us. We're the biggest asshole you'll ever find. But don't worry, we're pretty nice usually, but this is one of the few exceptions. Do you like how the story ended? About how we pretty much just made his senior year hell when even though he tried to put some chips in it, we pretty much made his hell because he wouldn't leave us alone. Oh, and then there's also my friend Zach's job at a pizza place known as Blaze Pizza. And like he'd walk in and like just stare at Zach pretty much the whole time. It's like, dude, what's your obsession with him? Like, really? Like, wow, why are you so obsessed with us? We don't really want to talk to you, dude, when you're being such an asshole. That's pretty much it. And then I remember another time we came in the Blaze Pizza, and like, there's this one 16-year-old girl who was working there, just starting, and like, Gavin was already like 19 or 20, and he was making eye contact with her, I heard. I'm like pretty much looking at her as if she was a piece of meat. Like, what the fuck, you perverted fuck. It's just the stupidest thing ever. Like, who would even... Oh my god, he was just so screwed up in the head. He thought he was cool, but really he was just a fucking poser, a lame-ass poser. Like, can you think of anyone lamer than that? It's like, wow, I'm just still shaking my head at this stupidity. Alright, if you like my story about our brush-ups and encounters with Leprechaun, like or subscribe, add to my empire. I really hope to have a long follower base, as well as my friends who will soon be joining this channel. Peace out! Salute! I gotta tend to my dog real quick, so bye.